Hello and welcome to Physical Therapy, a movie podcast inspired by the world of physical media and beyond. If you're enjoying this show, please tell your friends. If you like movies, you might like our show, and we know you have a friend who likes movies. We would love to have them. My name is Kurt.
My name is Sam.
We're also thrilled to be joined by our steadfast producer, Kimberly.
Hello, my earphones are... Earphones?
What?
She's lost it.
What's going on?
Capone's just in my lap, rumbling around. Hello, everyone. Here I am.
On today's episode, we're talking about Lucio Fulci's 1981 classic, nasty fucking movie, The Beyond.
Oh my God, so nasty.
The new edition from Grindhouse Releasing, which, spoiler alert, is phenomenal.
It's like a 900 disc 4K. That's, yeah, phenomenal. We'll be talking about that later and describing all the nasty shit that happens in this movie. But first, there's been a lot of announcements, Sam, in the world of physical media since last we recorded. I'm going to kick it off. You know, we talked about the fact that it's coming, but we have officially gotten the Criterion announcement for a 4K of Eyes Wide Shut, so I can die a happy man. I am particularly stoked on the artwork for this.
It's great.
It's, I believe, an unused, unapproved, basically, poster design that Kubrick or whoever put forth initially for the marketing of the film that was rejected from Warner Brothers.
Dang.
And it's basically like Tom Cruise and Nicole Kidman's faces, but treated to look like they are masks, just against like a stark red background. This is a poster I first saw and honestly have only seen at the Kubrick exhibit that LACMA here in LA had probably 12 years ago, longer. They had that on display at the Stanley Kubrick exhibit. And I remember just being like, oh my God, where can I find that?
Yeah.
But I don't think you can really find it. I don't think one can purchase this edition of the poster.
I did look, and it seems that on Criterion's website, and I saw this on Instagram too, but the new covers based on an original poster by Katerina Kubrick and Christiane Kubrick.
There you go. This is coming out on November 25th. I will be first in line.
Is that going to be during the November Criterion sale, do you think?
I would guess, yes. I'm having major anxiety about the availability of this and the popularity of this during a sale, especially, that I am deeply tempted to pre-order it.
Well, why don't you just order it from Barnes & Noble during the sale?
What if it's out of stock? What if it's late? What if it's...
I mean, you got to do what you got to do, but I think you'll be okay. What do you mean late?
Late? What if it's out of stock? What if it's oh yeah, we'll ship it to you in March?
Man, you've been burned by Amazon too many times. Barnes & Noble isn't the fastest shipping in the world, but it isn't that bad.
I am going strong on Amazon, just so you know.
Hell yeah.
They also announced Criterion The Breakfast Club in 4K, which I'm really excited about because I somehow never scooped that Blu-ray.
Oh, well, that's good.
Do you have that Blu-ray?
No.
Are you interested in The Breakfast Club, Sam?
I mean, yeah, I think so. I'm not necessarily oh my God, I can't wait to run out and get it, but I know myself during a Criterion sale and I will probably be in there and just pick it up. My question is, what's up with Hell's Angels?
Dude, so Hell's Angels is directed by Howard Hughes, and all I know about this movie, beyond the incredible artwork from Criterion, this is also coming out in November on 4K. All I know about this movie is what you sort of see and learn of the production, in Scorsese's The Aviator. There's a big sequence in the beginning of that film where they are filming this movie. And then I'm pretty sure this is what you see him watching dailies of in his screening room. Can't wait.
Hell yeah. I'm excited to pick that up. That'll definitely be a blind buy.
Another one that I'm stoked on that is jumping from DVD to 4K, never had a Blu-ray, is Les Blank's Burden of Dreams, which is a documentary about the making of Werner Herzog's Fitzcarraldo.
Yeah.
It's been a long time since I've watched this, but was definitely something I think they screened at our college in certain classes. I'm not sure if you saw it there, Sam, but
that's where I saw it. Yeah.
Yeah. Really excited to see this again because I feel like whenever I saw this, I didn't really have much of a relationship to Herzog, and I'm a bigger fan now, so it will be very cool to see that.
Not Criterion, and a pretty big deal is the Back to the Future 40th anniversary trilogy is coming out. So that's all 3 movies. It looks like they're not on Steelbook if you buy them together, but they might be Steelbook only if you buy them separately.
These are, however, already available on 4K.
Are they really?
Yes.
Got it.
I believe there's a trilogy set, at least, of them. I'm not sure if there have been individual ones to this point, but yeah, this is, what'd you say, the 40th anniversary?
Mm-hmm.
I don't own those in any way at this point, and I'm trying.
I like those movies fine, but I'm kind of okay with not owning them.
I want the first one.
Yeah.
Did you say you can get the first one by itself?
Yeah, it looks like, I mean, there's a solo Steelbook of the first one coming out.
Well, I'm Mr. Steelbook these days, Sam, so sign me up.
Dude, damn. You've sold out to big Steelbook.
Shin Godzilla? Did you see it?
I saw it in theaters.
Wow. I want to hear about it.
Is it awesome?
I like the idea of the movie for like 20 minutes, and then I found it to be like the most tedious, boring thing ever.
Oh, no.
Really?
People love it.
Yeah.
People love it. And I think the idea of it's cool because you're kind of like watching, the whole conceit of the movie is that it's like, it's really like how a government would respond to a giant monster.
Okay.
The whole movie almost is people in rooms talking.
Okay.
I think if I was a native Japanese speaker, I would like this movie a lot more. One of the things that I had a hard time with was every scene of the movie tells you what location you're in. So it'll be like the health center, floor number 5.
Like a Chiron?
Yeah. And that's all written in Japanese symbols. And then the American translation is over it while somebody is already speaking. So the subtitles that they're saying are at the top of the frame. And I found it like way too much for my eye to take in.
Yeah, you're having to look in multiple places at the same time.
Yeah. And so then I stopped just reading who anybody was or where they were. But because of the way that the movie is told, it's like kind of a cold movie. Like I never felt like I got to know any characters. And this is mean, but the fucking CGI is so goddamn bad.
Shit.
It's so distracting and it's so awful. And Godzilla, in my opinion, looks dumb as hell in this movie. It's 2 hours and I did not enjoy my time with it.
Well, hot fucking damn, Sam.
Yeah, I know. This is a very hot take. People really love this movie, but I think Godzilla -1 is like eons better. And the CGI looks way more natural and better in Godzilla -1 than it does in Shin Godzilla.
Well, I already pre-ordered Shin Godzilla, so thanks for ruining my fucking life.
Sorry, dude. But Drew loved it. I believe my friend Travis loved it. I was just extremely bored with it.
Sam, listen, I don't know what I've done in this life to deserve such incredible karma, but another giant wish came true.
Yeah.
A limited edition big box 4K from Arrow of a little movie directed by our man Chuck Russell, starring Jim Carrey, called The Mask, is coming.
Hell yeah.
I'm so ready to see this again. I've seen it a million times, but good Lord, I can't wait.
How many episodes are we doing on The Mask? I think we should have like a whole month on it.
On The Mask. Dude, I tried to get out and see it only for the bit of it, but do you know that Chuck Russell has a movie in theaters like right now?
What?
Excuse me?
It's a remake of an 80s movie called Witchboard, and it's supposed to be really bad, and it was only playing at one theater in the suburbs. And I really tried to get out there because I thought it would be hilarious, but alas.
What's it called? Witchboard?
Witchboard.
Like witchboard or witchboard?
Witchboard. Witchboard.
like a spooky board, or like which
Like
board
a
are you
witch's
talking about?
board. Yeah. No, like a witch's board.
Okay. Well, honestly, I am thrilled to hear he's still working because we love
good on
Chuck
him.
Russell on this podcast, and I wish we had him on to talk about it, to be honest. Sam, I'm seeing a lot of different versions of a movie that I did not see that I know you saw and I know you really liked, coming to 4K soon, called The Life of Chuck.
Yeah, I did like this movie.
Oh, you did? Really?
I didn't think it was the best thing ever. I think it is a pretty good Stephen King adaptation, and I think it's like a sweet story. It's more in line of like Stand By Me than it is The Stand, but I thought it was an interesting movie. I like the way that it's told too.
I just don't know anything about it, and the marketing was all over the place, and
Yeah, it's kind of a hard movie to market, honestly.
Yeah.
But I think you guys should check it out, at least.
Yeah, I would like to. I like Hiddleston when he's in the right things.
Absolutely.
And Mike Flanagan's, you might not like all of his stuff, but he's a very competent, good director.
He is. I do like him.
Bunch of other good arrows. Sam, what are you excited for?
Dude, have you seen Deadly Friend?
No.
It's like a really early Wes Craven movie.
No, is it awesome?
It is awesome.
Damn it. This lineup is fucking brutal.
It's dude, the October-November releases for both Criterion and Arrow are maybe the best 1 through 4 punches of the year.
Wow.
That's brutal, dude.
So not only are we getting Deadly Friend.
Is that a Blu-ray or 4K?
I think it's only a Blu-ray.
What's Deadly Friend?
I can't totally remember, but it's like a teenage boy and a teenage girl, and they live next door to one another, and they're like best friends, and the girl dies, and then he like builds like a robot version of her. It's like a Frankenstein story, but she turns deadly.
Great.
But he doesn't want to believe it because he's in love with her. Or I totally just made up that plot. I guess we'll have to see.
Sounds great either way.
That sounds good, dude. If that's not the movie, you should write that movie.
All right. A wish come true for me. A 4K of Outland.
Ooh, baby.
Incredible, trippy cover. Like slip sleeve.
It's really good.
Hell yeah.
I've never seen this.
Oh, man.
I
Our
haven't
man.
either.
Peter Hyams.
Peter Hyams.
I walked into work the other day and I looked up at the TV and I just see cinematography by Peter Hyams. And I go, oh my God, what is this? And then I realized it was Time Cop.
Oh my God.
God damn.
And then Speak No Evil, which I am dying to buy. This is the original version of it, not the James McAvoy remake.
James McAvoy?
McAvoy?
What is it?
Yeah, it's McAvoy.
Oh, fucking shit, man.
Wait, there was an original?
Yeah. It's German, right?
Or Norwegian.
That's the really scary. I mean, they're both scary, right?
I didn't see the American one.
No, neither did I. Eric, who came on and talked to us about No Country for Old Men, recommended this movie to me a long time ago, and I've been waiting for a physical release of it, honestly, but I am definitely in for this.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be real rough.
Yep. And then to round out theirs, they also have The Apartment, which I've never seen, actually.
Fantastic.
That's one of my favorite movies.
Is it?
Absolutely incredible.
We have a 4K Kino that I think might be out of print at this point of this movie, but it's fantastic.
So you're telling me I got to get this too? I'm buying their entire lineup except for Yo. What's up? Yo.
You're telling me you're not coming to Red Planet with me?
Oh my God.
Yo, is it good?
Brian De Palma, Red Planet, starring Val Kilmer, Carrie-Anne Moss, and Tom Sizemore, about Mars. Not a sound, not a warning, not a chance, not alone is the tagline of this movie. Let's go, baby.
Yo, so this movie is amazing. God. Are you telling me that I truly have to buy the entire November
Arrow lineup? Oh my God, you two are hopeless. This is hopeless. We've gotten nowhere here. No progress.
Let me tell you what else is coming from Kino, Sam, that I pre-ordered that I'm really excited about. Kim, you don't know that I pre-ordered this. You're going to find out right now, and you are also going to be excited.
Okay.
I guarantee it. A movie from 1927
Okay.
called The Cat
Oh,
and the
Canary.
Yeah.
Ooh, I was hoping you
That's
would get
dope.
that. I want to watch that so bad.
The write-up on this says, a decaying mansion and a stormy night provide the archetypal setting for mystery and chaos when a pack of greedy relatives gather for the reading of a 20-year-old will. Sign me up.
I'm in.
Is it silent?
I don't
No, I don't.
think so. I don't think so. You know what that's from, Sam? I don't think so.
No.
Batman Forever. When are we doing that on this show?
Dude, you tell me.
Incredible artwork on the slip sleeve. I guess on both. It's a reversible wraparound, but the slip sleeve artwork on Kino's Cat and the Canary is really good. What else, Sam?
It is silent.
Is it?
Silent comedy
No.
horror film.
Comedy. I want to be spooked.
I'm in. That's all I want is comedy horror.
What else, Sam?
The Descent
Ooh, baby.
from Scream Factory is a big one.
I don't think it was a wish of mine, perhaps, but I definitely talked about it in a previous episode, maybe like a horror grab bag or something, or a shelf pull.
Sure.
Great movie.
Hell yeah.
So scary. Good God, it's scary.
It is so scary and it rules so hard.
I will never watch that movie.
No.
I cannot. It's too much.
It is like a very upsetting and
Yeah.
I mean, not upsetting. It's just scary and claustrophobic as hell.
It's about a group of women who go spelunking in Europe somewhere and come across cave people who have never seen the sun.
Wait, didn't your mother watch it, Kurt?
No, my mom texted me after that episode and was like, would I like The Descent?
Yeah, I remember that. Molly, stay away.
I have one question, Sam.
Yo.
Another movie that seems to be getting a few different versions of 4K releases in the coming months, Steelbook and otherwise. It seems like Studio Canal maybe is behind at least one of them, is Jacob's Ladder?
Yeah.
Starring
Tim Robbins.
Directed by Adrian Lyne, who did Fatal Attraction and Unfaithful. What's up with Jacob's Ladder?
I've only seen it once, and I liked it fine. You know, it's a twist movie. So either the twist works or it doesn't.
Okay, copy that.
And I was a little underwhelmed by that. But I'd watch it again. The last one, neither of us are super huge fans at all, but it is a big release. October 28th, the Fantastic Four First Steps 4K will come out.
Did you see this movie?
I did. I think one section of it was awesome, and the other 2/3 I didn't really care about.
Okay.
I thought Superman, if I'm comparing two comic book movies to one another that came out around the same time, I think Superman's a better movie.
I told you I'd see Superman and I never did, but I do think that there may come a day where I have some Amoeba credit and blind buy Superman, because I do still want to see it, and I feel like it will be such a good 4K.
Superman and 28 Years Later come out on September 23rd. If people are interested, I cannot wait for 28 years.
Hell yeah. All right, Sam, confession time. Have you bought anything? Have you received anything in the mail since last we spoke?
I've not received anything, and I put in an order from Orbit, and I also got a shipping notification from Orbit.
Okay.
The shipping notification has the second copy of Tourist Trap that I've ordered, the big box 4K of Zombie or Zombie 2 or Zombie Flesh Eaters from Arrow.
Yep.
The Cobra 4K. I don't know why these are on here, but The Man Who Would Be King and The Wind and the Lion, two Sean Connery movies.
The Man Who Would Be King rocks. I don't know what The Wind and the Lion is.
Okay. And then HUD, which is a Paul Newman movie.
Uh-huh.
Trouble Every Day, which is a French horror movie.
This is a big box.
This is going to be a huge box, dude. And The Cat, which is a movie I've never seen, but many people have told me to see.
Oh my god, I am dying to do a cat movie episode.
What's the cat movie we watched with Drew and Haley, Kim?
The Black Cat.
The Black Cat.
It was great.
Is that the one that I sent you the poster for the other day? Is it Fulci, Kurt?
No.
That might be called The Black Cat as well, though.
It is.
There's many.
And then The Eye of the Cat is the one you bought, Kim?
Oh, I bought
Yes.
that too. I bought that after we talked about it on this show.
God.
Insane.
Any purchases, Sam?
I grabbed some of the Arrow October releases like Spawn and In the Mouth of Madness, Miss 45. I'm excited about all of those. Oh, and Return of the Living Dead, which I've never actually owned, and I'm excited to have that.
I can't wait for Spawn. I think about
Oh my
Spawn
God.
sometimes and just get so excited.
What's Spawn?
Kim, you're going to find out.
No, I remember it now.
Gamble's in it.
Oh my god.
What about you?
I alluded to it before, for the most part. I did a pre-order from Orbit of Shin Godzilla on 4K
Mm-hmm.
and The Cat and the Canary on 4K. I also included in that a movie that I never saw in the theater because it was not easy to see or not around very long, called Eileen.
Anne Hathaway?
Yes.
I saw this movie.
You saw this movie. I read this book, which was very good.
And Thomas and Mackenzie.
Yeah. Yeah, this movie is pretty good. I liked this movie.
I watched a very good movie that I had never seen that I bought on Blu-ray a long time ago and was in the shame pile for a while, called The Royal Hotel, which is directed by Kitty Green, who did The Assistant. And both of those movies star
Julia Garner.
Yes,
Julia Garner.
okay.
Thank you.
I wanted to see this.
Excellent. Fantastic. I loved both of those movies a lot, The Assistant and The Royal Hotel. But it's a neon release, and I believe that Eileen is neon, and there was a trailer for it on this Blu-ray, and I Googled it and didn't realize that it was on Blu-ray. I thought for some reason it never came out on Blu-ray, but Orbit had it pre-ordered that or ordered it with those other pre-orders.
Nice.
Very much looking forward to seeing that finally because I really liked that book.
I remember it being good.
Other than that, I took a little bit of credit down to Amoeba and blind bought Friendship on Blu-ray, which we texted a little bit about, Sam.
Mm-hmm.
My reaction to it was a little bit muted. I don't know that I totally understand that movie or found it to really work. I think parts of it were really funny. You know, I enjoy like the kind of deranged, obsessive, uncomfortable friendship that's happening in there, but I'm not sure it all really clicked for me. And I look forward to seeing it again at some point because I know you recommend that.
I thought it was funnier the second time I saw it. I also think a movie like that is really hard because it got good positive reviews and people were telling you to see it forever. And so it's hard for something to live up to that. But I do think it is like a very strange, uncomfortable, but ultimately satisfying movie to me.
Okay. I love Tim Robinson and I love, you know, Paul Rudd, and the way that Tim Robinson is sort of utilized in it to me didn't really click the way that it does on I Think You Should Leave. And that show is so funny, constantly like makes me laugh harder and deeper than most things do, that maybe I shouldn't have gone into that, you know, Friendship with that expectation, but it did feel like it wasn't really playing his instrument quite as well as that show seems to.
Dude, when he loses her in those tunnels, like, that scene's phenomenal. And then the party that they have after she comes home and Connor O'Malley's like, you should be fucking dead.
The subway scene was my favorite part.
It's incredible.
I think that's about it, though.
We have to talk about our weird streaming experience, not the movie, but the actual
Oh, no.
stream.
Oh, that's a real confession.
Yeah.
We streamed a movie here in our home the other night, which is a rare thing.
Yikes. Yeah.
And I don't want to sound snobby about this, but I guess if you're listening to the show,
we are
fucking snobs.
Yeah.
We are snobs.
Kim had not seen Eddington, and while I do have that pre-ordered from A24 on 4K, it doesn't come out for a few months. So we rented it on Apple, on iTunes, whatever, on 4K, UHD, and watched it.
Eddington rocks.
Yeah.
I did love it.
This was my second time I saw it in the theater, not terribly long ago. I was really excited to see it again, and we had a blast. But it was just such a testament to like, you know, I don't know. We have internet that seems to be fine. I would call it normal. I don't think we have like super fast internet, but that probably has something to do with it is my point. But it was very apparent, you know, watching a movie like that in a place that we're so used to watching these discs, just how different it is. Every time there'd be a nighttime scene, areas of the picture would be like,
yeah, pixelated and like,
yeah, compressed, you know, just
awful.
basically like my limited understanding is like a compressed digital file is basically telling the image in certain areas like nothing's happening here. So like you don't have to worry about like regenerating this area of the image for every frame. That causes like dead spots of like pixelation. There's a particular scene where Joaquin Phoenix and Emma Stone are in bed together and the lights are completely off. And there's like a 2-shot of them having a conversation. And it was like the muddiest.
it looks like shit.
It looked like shit. You couldn't even see their faces. It became so pixelated.
Yeah, it was terrible.
And I just kept thinking like, man, can't wait.
Yep.
Can't wait for this disc because it will be so different.
But Eddington's great. And
It's so good.
It captures a moment in time extremely well.
Yeah.
So I had a great time with it.
I'd like to see it again. I would really like to see it again.
Loved it.
Sam, before we get to the most disgusting movie of all time, would you like to talk about anything that you've seen?
Yeah, man. I have been to the movies quite a bit or watched movies here quite a bit lately. I was treated to a 35 millimeter screening of There Will Be Blood
Oh my God.
at the Hollywood Theater.
Jealous.
That is still the best movie ever made.
Oh my
great.
God.
When he's like, stop your crying, you sniveling ass. You and your nonsense. That is the
incredible.
best part of that movie. I love it.
I say we get him liquored up and take him to the Peachtree Dance.
I saw Highest to Lowest.
Oh, shit. And you're not a big Spike Lee fan, are you?
I'm not a huge Spike Lee guy. I mean, his movies are incredible. They just don't always work for me. I liked Highest to Lowest for the most part. I found the score to be so bad and so misplaced and distracting. I was having a little bit of a hard time with the movie. But like the original songs that are used in the movie are really cool. And Denzel's awesome, man.
He does a good needle drop, so that's interesting.
I just found the score to be like way too distracting for what the rest of the movie was. But I liked the movie.
I really want to see this, Sam. This is a casualty of being a AMC A-list Stubs member. They don't get Apple movies if they're not distributed by a major studio. I think that Apple is putting this out on their own, maybe. Oh, it's A24, right? Mm-hmm. For whatever reason, I don't believe that AMC got this, and I really want to see it, and I'm lazy.
The Regals didn't get it out here either. I went to Cinema 21, which is in Northwest Portland, which I don't go to that often, but it's a cool theater, so hats off to them.
And it's like, this probably won't get a physical release, I don't think.
No, like I doubt it.
Like, is F1 even getting a physical release? I know I wish for that on this show, but I'm kind of getting worried that it's not going to at this point.
I would doubt it, honestly. God. Or at least not like right away, right? Like maybe down the line, but they want to get as many people they can to sign up for the silly service.
Yeah.
And the last two I got to highlight are, I had never seen First Reformed.
Ooh, baby.
Which I got to see at the Hollywood Theater. That movie kind of like broke me in half.
I didn't know you hadn't seen it.
I've seen the other two in the trilogy.
That's the best one, though, by a lot.
But I like the other two a lot. But this one is like a revelation, man.
Yeah. This is
Paul Schrader's 2017 Ethan Hawke starring movie about a priest who's losing his faith in not just God, but humanity. And he also might be dying of stomach cancer.
It's wild.
It really like made me think. Like I kind of just had to sit for a long while afterward.
Wow. I haven't seen it yet.
It's great.
4x3?
Yeah.
They close the curtains at your theater?
No.
Damn.
Yeah.
Come on, people. Respect the aspect ratio.
That should be our bumper sticker.
Dude, yeah, that'll be the PT Movie Pod bumper sticker. And the last one I got to highlight is I watched Arrow Video's 4K of Poseidon.
Oh my God.
Oh, wow.
And?
Poseidon rocks.
Oh shit.
The CGI is bad, but the practical sets and stuff in it are awesome.
Oh my God.
I had the best time watching Poseidon.
Oh God.
Granted, I'd had like 45 tequilas.
Not beers this time?
No.
Dude, should we do another Deep Blue Sea commentary with Poseidon?
No.
Live,
Yeah.
We'll
live
just have like a
commentary?
bank of like
Yeah, just
shit.
ship movies that we have banked.
Ship shit.
That's the episode. Did you order Poseidon?
No, not yet.
Well, now he's going to.
Better get it while it's got a slip, dog.
God damn it.
Oh my God.
Okay, let's chat Lucio Fulci's The Beyond.
So first off, had you seen this?
I had.
Okay.
Our good friend Drew lent it to me on Blu-ray, and I watched it for the first time maybe 3 years ago.
Oh, wow. So it's not like an old classic to you.
No Lucio Fulci is an old classic to me.
Oh, okay.
Drew lent me this. He also lent me The House at the Edge of the Cemetery. Is that the title?
The House by the Cemetery.
The House by the Cemetery. I watched The House by the Cemetery. I watched this, and I watched Zombie, which we mentioned in the intro, which recently came out on Arrow UK. So it's called Zombie Flesh Eaters, which was the UK title. The Italian title was Zombie 2. The American title was Zombie. I'm going to talk about that, but we'll talk about The Beyond first.
The House by the Cemetery is the third part of the Gates of Hell trilogy, which The Beyond is the second part of.
And the first is City of the Living Dead?
City of the Living Dead. So I have watched City of the Living Dead, The Beyond, and I'm more than halfway through House by the Cemetery. I just didn't have time to finish before we started to record.
But you've seen that before?
Yes, I've seen them all before. They're all on 4K from 3 different studios, so they're not going to sit next to each other on my shelf, but I am so happy to have all of these movies on 4K.
Who put out House by the Cemetery?
Arrow. I have a big box from Arrow.
What?
It might have been a UK only.
Is that the one where the kid is like pressing against the door to the basement and
Yeah.
the guy's like axing through it?
Yeah,
Yeah, it's so good.
it's great.
The Beyond is about what, Sam?
Well, the thing that you got to remember is that all of these movies use like an insane amount of dream logic. So we can talk about what The Beyond is about, but it isn't really about that at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
So the movie starts in flashback. I think it's like the 20s or 30s.
Yeah, it's at a hotel in Louisiana.
Yeah.
It's like sepia tone, and we're seeing a man who's staying or living at this hotel in room 36. He's painting a picture of sort of like a wastelandy purgatory looking place with a bunch of like bodies, white bodies, like laid out, sprawled out.
Yeah, they're kind of featureless.
In like just an endless kind of gray wasteland. And that's being cross-cut with people with like torches on rowboats that are approaching this hotel. Like a mob, basically.
And you can see their weapons. They're like, wrapping chains around their hands. They're getting out knives and machetes.
They're ready to fuck somebody up.
Yeah.
And basically this man in this hotel, this painter, is, I believe, like, they're like after him because they think he's a warlock.
Yeah.
He is essentially guarding one of the gates of hell, which this hotel
is sitting on. The mob gets there. They end up knocking his door down and beating him up and dragging him out of his room to the cellar, and they crucify him down there.
Meanwhile, there's a woman reading the Book of Ebon, a very kind of old, like hocus pocusy looking book of prophecies, ancient kind of prophecies about the gates of hell, essentially.
Like in Army of Darkness, like the Book of the Dead.
Yeah, it's very much like the Necronomicon, and it looks very fleshy, like that book does as well.
Yeah. Like book from Hocus Pocus.
Book. They crucify this dude, kill him, they throw acid on him while you watch like in incredible Italian special effect makeup style from this time period. You watch this guy's entire face melt off and like ooze and bubble and boil.
With some like fun like 70s music kicking in and like which is like a theme going on throughout the movie. Fabio
Frizzi does the score for this movie. I've had the ability to see him live many times. I've seen a live scoring of this movie.
Oh, that's cool.
He is awesome. He seems like the nicest, most fun guy on the planet. Nobody did gross out grindhouse movies like the Italians in the 70s and the 80s.
Oh my God, for sure.
Next level.
I mean, just absolutely disgusting what we're describing.
And then the funkiest soundtrack of all time.
Yes.
Just right behind it. It's incredible.
Meanwhile, a woman is reading this book while this guy's getting crucified in the basement. The book bursts into flames as she's sort of like there's a narrator talking about like, once you open the gates of hell, like you'll never be able to prepare yourself for the nightmare shit that's going to come out of it. Bursts into flames, turns into color, credit sequence, incredible. And now we're in present day, 1980. We meet Liza, who has inherited this hotel. She's a New Yorker. She inherited this hotel. She wasn't having a lot of luck in New York. She says like, this hotel is like the first, good thing that's ever happened to me. So she's trying to like renovate this place and get it up and running. And we see her sort of walking around the property with an architect. There's a bunch of crew like painting and things like that. And one of the painters through the window sees the woman we see at the beginning, but now she has white eyes and she's staring at this guy through the window. It's just like a really quick cut. This painter like screams, falls off the building, and is like terribly injured.
Let's point out that Liza is played by Kat McCall, who is in all three of the Gates of Hell trilogy.
She rocks. She's got
She's great.
Really fun commentary track on this new release. Probably on other releases, I'm actually not sure, but her and another one of the lead actors do a commentary track that's really fun on the Beyond, and she does like an intro for it too.
Yeah, the intro was really interesting. She said this was her favorite movie that she made with Fulci. She's great in all three of these movies, but this one especially. So yeah, that's the first weird event that happens now that she's taken ownership of this hotel. Shortly after that, a plumber comes to figure out why the basement keeps flooding.
Plumber Joe,
literally, like, there's what does it say on his card? Jesus saves? Something like that.
Jesus Christ is the answer, I think.
Yeah, Jesus Christ is the answer.
Side note here, Sam. Kim and I went to Palm Springs last week, and we were driving home and saw a car. I forget what this guy's license plate said, but it was a similar looking license plate, but it was like blood of Christ basically, but like if you like sandwich that into whatever fits onto a license plate. And then in the back of his windshield, he had like a 3-dimensional like letter sign that said descendant of Christ. So like this guy was like Jesus's like cousin.
That guy's like, he's like, my name's Bob Christ.
It really threw me. The other thing we should say about these movies, Lucio Fulci movies in general, is, Sam, describe how like the production worked with this. Because Fulci is like fully an Italian director, right? Mm-hmm. This was shot in Louisiana and New Orleans, but
the way that they made these movies, these exploitation movies back in the day, is that you would hire cast and crew from all over the world, whoever could work cheap or, anti-union, anything like that, and they would speak their native tongue. So if you're in a scene with a Spanish man and an Italian woman and an American guy, and the three of them are talking, they're going to be speaking their three separate languages, and then wherever the movie is getting shipped to show in theaters, that's when the dub would happen. So if it was in Spain, everybody would be dubbed in Spanish, but the man who is naturally speaking Spanish, his lips will line up with the dialogue.
Yeah.
Everybody else's will not. So it's this really weird way of watching movies because you kind of have to just try as hard as you can to like turn that part of your brain off.
You have to remove the lips from the experience in a way.
And I think so much of the idea of these movies, why they were so gross out and over the top and big, is because that stuff can play with just like a scream in the background or just the funky soundtrack over it. That's where you can spend all your budget. They don't really care about setting up scenes. And that's what so much of this movie is you're just like it just kind of cuts to different scenes. And you're like, oh, this person's here now and they're talking to this person because that's what the plot demands, not because we've seen them get in their car and have a day. It's kind of to get you to the next big kill, the next big gory scene.
And it's very effective.
It's great.
Weirdly enough, it definitely works. It's very charming in a way.
Joe's in the movie for what? 7 minutes before his eyeball gets gouged out?
Yeah.
Joe goes into the basement, like hammers on a wall, a brick falls, and then all of a sudden a zombie hand reaches out and sticks his thumb through his eyeball.
I mean, what you're talking about, Joe opens the gates of hell, right?
Yeah.
Like that's
sure does.
That's how this all goes down.
Yep.
Is the plumber goes down there and breaks the wall open and the gates of hell are now open.
And so now the rest of the movie is 4 people team up to shut the gates of hell. I'm also having a hard time right now because, as I said, I watched City of the Living Dead, and they are so similar.
Yeah, they are.
That I'm trying to remember what happens in which movie.
That's hilarious.
Because City of the Living Dead is a very similar setup. A priest hangs himself at a church, and that opens the gates. That opens one of the gates of hell.
What happens to the woman in the car in City of the Living Dead? That's that movie, right?
Okay, yeah. Dude, if you think the Beyond is gory, City of the Living Dead is so far past the Beyond. It's crazy. And so in City of the Living Dead, this priest who hangs himself at the church will show up because he's kind of this zombie demigod, and he like has this like penance stare, and he stares at this woman and she stares back at him, and she's in a car, and at first her eyeballs start to bleed, and then she starts to kind of like spit up. And then she's all of a sudden just like barfing up all of her eternal organs as her eyeballs are like bleeding out of her.
It's so crazy.
Yeah.
It is so gory and so gross and so awesome.
That's Fulci.
The housekeeper finds Joe. She like turns his body over and he like is dead or whatever, but is like vomiting out. Basically, it looks like they shoved his mouth full of movie blood and like 3 raw eggs, and it's just like pouring out of his mouth.
See, I had my eyes shut for this part. I could not.
So, yeah, then it like smashes to the hospital where Joe's... Well, actually, we need to point out that they are going into an operating room, and there is a sign on the the wall next to the operating room that says, "Do not entry." And it makes me laugh every time I see it. Hats off to Grindhouse Releasing, because there is a chapter on this movie called "Do Not Entry."
I love that. That makes me so
Wait, we
happy.
forgot.
Okay.
When they're down finding Joe's body, they also find the body of the guy from the 20s.
Yes.
Like the ancient corpse of this guy who was doing the painting that was crucified.
Right as Joe dies, that body kind of like floats up from all this water that is in the basement.
Right. So Joe and this ancient body are both in this morgue.
Joe's wife and daughter come in to identify the body. I couldn't even tell you how it happens, but somehow a bottle of acid gets knocked over.
There is absolutely no how it happens. It just happens.
Yeah. And Joe's wife falls into it and her head melts off. That's just what happens. So that woman's head melts. All of a sudden, this girl is an orphan It then smashes to...
Wait, I have a question about that scene when her mother's face gets acided off. It's kind of like the blob of like the movement of the acid in the blood. Does that become a thing?
No, it's like there's like all this foam and blood mixed together. It's like acid and blood.
It's like creeping towards her. Yeah.
And the girl's backing up, and she ends up opening a room full of cadavers.
Right.
And one reaches out and grabs her and like pulls her in. Then it smash cuts to her parents' funeral where people are kissing her on the cheek and apologizing. And she looks up and she is now completely blind, like our other character who we've met earlier.
That we haven't talked about.
No, you brought her up.
Did I? I brought her up at the beginning.
Yeah.
Well, Liza, our owner of this hotel, runs into this, not literally, but is driving down this like incredible set, which is this giant bridge that goes through like the swamps of Louisiana, like into New Orleans, I guess. She's driving down that, and in front of her, she like slams on the brakes, is the woman who's reading the Ebon book from the beginning with like a big German Shepherd now. She's like standing in the middle of the road and she's completely blind. She's basically like telling Liza, like, don't, like, you got to get the fuck out of here. Go back to New York. Yeah. Like, this hotel's bad news. So blindness is like a motif that we're seeing.
So the little girl is now blind. Liza comes up and kisses her on the cheek and apologizes. There's never been a scene in the movie in which they've met. Doesn't really matter.
No.
Liza somehow becomes like the guardian of this child all of a sudden. Basically, what starts to happen is that weirder and weirder shit keeps happening at the hotel. Room 36, like it keeps buzzing as if somebody's staying in the room.
Yeah.
And they're calling for room service. So the caretaker goes upstairs to clean up room 36. And she goes into the bathroom at one point, and there's like 2 feet of standing black, brown, chunky water in the bathtub.
It's like filled to the brim.
Oh, it's so gross. And she just like rolls up her sleeve,
Ew.
sticks her whole arm in there and unclogs the drain and pulls out like a pile of mud and hair. And the water starts to drain from the bathtub. All of a sudden, the crucified painter's body is in the bathtub again and rises up, attacks this woman, smashing her head into a protruding railroad spike in the wall, which in part plucks out her eyeball.
It's rough having eyes in this world.
Fulci loves a gouged eye more than anything else. Ari Aster loves to remove a head from a body. Lucio Fulci loves to pluck an eyeball out of a head.
To me, this movie is much more about just like the horrifying set pieces. Like maybe we just kind of hit the highlights of that.
I mean, that's really what these movies are.
Yeah. The most memorable part of this movie, which is Kim, you fucking bailed right as this was starting.
Oh, yeah.
The architect, who I think we mentioned earlier, like he's walking around the grounds with her at the beginning and stuff, and kind of talking her through like what's possible and not possible for the renovation of this old hotel. He goes to, I don't know, he's in like some library, he's looking at like city plans for this building, and he's up on this giant ladder, like, you know, reading some huge like government style like city document, like, you know, bound book, like Chinatown, what he's stealing like in Chinatown.
Yeah.
He's reading this huge book that's like has the original blueprints for the property, and he sees in this blueprint that there is like a giant area of the basement that's like unaccounted for as far as he knows, which is basically like, you know, the fact that the gates of hell have been like walled over to hide. And he's up on this ladder, like discovering like, oh shit, there's something about this house that's like not right, mysterious. And then is there like a lightning strike or like...
Yeah, lightning strikes in the background and like thunder rumbles the building.
He falls off of this huge ladder. So he falls like 2 stories and is paralyzed on the ground.
Yeah, like hits his head and he's all unconscious for a second.
He's alone in this big room, looks over, and out of nowhere, coming at him are like dozens of tarantulas.
Yeah.
Kim, did you see the tarantulas?
Yeah, and here's the thing. I love a tarantula. I think they're cute little fuzzy spiders, and most of them are not poisonous. However, I know Fulci takes it to the next level, so here we go.
12 spiders crawl onto this dude and rip his face apart.
They eat him alive.
Ugh.
Yeah.
And it is so nasty.
It's grody. It's like an animatronic fake spider. It is so funny. It is so comedy looking, but it is grody when they get into it.
They like bite his lips and like, oh, his eyelids.
Ugh.
Yeah. Don't they eat his septum at one point?
Oh, ew.
The man who shows the architect where the plans are is Fulci.
Oh, that's him. He's like the most, like, Fulci's the most, like, I don't know, he looks like a sweet old
Yeah, he doesn't look like you think he would.
office guy. Yeah.
He's just like a sweet little Italian grandpa.
Yeah.
There's also an incredible sequence where the blind woman from the beginning of the movie with the German Shepherd is in her apartment and is surrounded, we see, just like silently staring at her, are like Joe the plumber and the painter from the beginning, you know, zombies basically.
Yeah.
And she's like screaming at them because she can't see them, but she knows they're there. She's like screaming at them, screaming at her dog to like go attack them, which she tries to do. And then very much like Suspiria, right? Like the dog, the German Shepherd, is like turned against her, and this German Shepherd rips her throat open. And let me tell you something, Lucio Fulci does a lot of things great. I'm not sure he does anything better than like a jugular, like,
I was just going to say,
like a wound opening and just the gushing blood that comes out is like, it's unprecedented.
the spray is insane. Like, it's always like a,
It's not really a spray. It's not like a Kill Bill spray.
No,
it's
but
like
it's
a
like
it's like
a-
a fucking
it's like a geyser
fire
is opened
hose,
up and just like it's spraying everywhere. But, you know, it all culminates in all these people trying to fight against this gate of hell being open for the rest of eternity.
There's a great climax like in the hospital.
Yes.
I mean, the doctor who we mentioned at the beginning is like a big part of this movie, like trying to kind of help Liza out through this whole thing.
I gotta say, maybe the best headshot of the 1980s. There's a headshot in this movie in which a head completely explodes from the mouth up, and it is insane, dude.
The doctor and Liza are like fighting their way through this hospital where everyone in it, every dead body, etc., has been reanimated basically and are like zombie walking toward them. And he's just got like a pistol trying to stop them slowly.
This is, I think, his kind of most beloved horror outing. And there's reason. It's the climax is incredible. The soundtrack's amazing. It looks awesome. There's something so sweaty and cool about New Orleans. And
yeah, it rocks. However, Sam, if I may deviate shortly, slightly, while you have been watching the trilogy that you mentioned, City of the Living Dead and House by the Cemetery, I watched Arrow's new 4K of Zombie Flesh Eaters.
Now, had you seen this?
I had seen the Blue Underground Blu-ray of Zombie. This comes before this. This is like 1979, I think, Zombie.
That sounds right, yeah.
This is a movie about a Caribbean island, like a very small, like not even on the map island, where like voodoo has brought zombies like up from the grave, basically. And people from, a couple of characters from New York travel to this island to try to figure out what happened to one of their fathers. This is a much more like traditional style plot, I would say.
Yeah.
But just as gross. This particular Blu-ray like taught me a lot about Fulci. Like I always figured like he kind of just, you know, apparated and made Zombie, and that was like, and then he just was like Fulci, right? Doing all these nasty movies. But apparently he was like a working director for a long time, dabbling in like many genres.
Yeah. Starts making movies in the 50s.
Yeah.
Some of his Westerns are included in those Arrow box sets of spaghetti Westerns.
Ah, that's right. Yes. I forgot that. And he basically was like kind of in a career slump and was sort of a gun for hire on Zombie 2, which is what it's called in Italy, which is very funny because it's basically like titled to be a sequel to Dawn of the Dead.
Because Dawn of the Dead, Argento produced Dawn of the Dead, and Argento recut Dawn of the Dead for Italy. And in Italy, Dawn of the Dead's title is Zombie, Zombi.
It's very funny. It's very funny to like just make your own movie and just call it the sequel to some other really successful movie.
Dude, Italy was doing this all throughout the 70s and 80s. There's this great movie called Shock. It's a Mario Bava movie, I believe. And they sold it as Beyond the Door 2 or 3. But it has nothing to do with the other Beyond the Door movies. Were you going to say, though, that you prefer Zombie to The Beyond?
I do prefer Zombie to The Beyond. I love The Beyond, but I really enjoyed revisiting Zombie again. I liked it a lot the first time. I love the New York Ripper, too. Like, yeah. Fulci's awesome.
He's great.
This trilogy kind of comes second, I guess, to New York Ripper and Zombie for me. I'm curious to revisit House by the Cemetery. You know, I don't think I really knew him as much when I watched it. I liked City of the Living Dead a lot. I bought that Arrow too.
I don't have the Arrow. I have the Cauldron
Okay.
release of this movie.
Cool.
It also looks great. I will join you in saying that I actually liked City of the Living Dead a little bit more than I liked The Beyond on this rewatch.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I feel like Zombie has an even better eye kill, like an eyeball kill, than The Beyond.
Oh my God. Maybe the most famous eyeball kill of all time.
Yeah. And then that car scene from City of the Living Dead is so good.
It's so gross and wild.
But you can't go wrong with Fulci. That's what I've learned.
Let's highlight this release from Grindhouse a little bit.
The Beyond, absolutely.
Oh my God.
What is it, 5 discs?
I think 6 with a CD.
Damn.
Not just that it's loaded with content and special features, and it has a perfect bound book in it that is dressed up as the Book of Ivan.
Sam and I also got a very special edition of this release that came with it's a plastic eyeball. Between the plastic outer casing and the eyeball is water. So like when you move it around, the eyeball moves around.
Yeah.
And half of it is an eyeball and half of it is the symbol of Iban, which as a 30-whatever-year-old person, like, is something I definitely needed.
But dude, the transfer on this 4K, oh my God. You know, I've been lucky enough to see this movie on a lot of film prints. I've seen it on the big screen more than I haven't. And I've never seen this movie look this good.
It's fantastic.
It looks incredible. It sounds great, but the grain is so prevalent, but it doesn't overtake the image. I just found so many more details that I hadn't really seen because I've seen blown out, ran on 42nd Avenue Grindhouse prints of it.
Yeah.
And that's awesome. That's so cool in and of itself. But I was mesmerized at how glued to the screen I was with this release.
It's a big old box. My only critique,
and it's a fair critique, and it's a very fair critique.
for anyone else collecting physical media out there, maybe you'll agree with me. I really despise a packaging where the disc is like a side load situation where like you shove a disc into basically like an envelope, like this box, like you pull out a inner kind of packaging from the outside, like hard cardboard slip sleeve, which is beautiful. But then like you flip through it like it's a book, and every page of the book has a slot to shove a disc inside of. Other examples I can think of this is like the Hitchcock box sets that are out there, the 4K ones. What else?
7.
God damn.
The newest release of 7 does this.
It's the worst. It's just like, it's so hard on the discs.
Yeah.
It drives me crazy.
It's not great.
You gotta get your greasy ass fingerprints all over it every time you pull it out. It's so awful. I hate it. I was devastated when I opened it. Devastated. It ruined my whole day, Kim.
I think everything else on this release is like an A+.
Yep.
Knocked it out of the park. But that is a bummer.
Can I just ask, how does The Beyond end?
Oh, baby.
Because I didn't make it there because it was all too gross for me. So
The doctor and Liza, they're running through this hospital, shooting who they can.
Yeah.
They get away, but they're like still in the hospital, right, Sam? And suddenly they find themselves.
Yeah, they take the elevator down.
Yeah. And they find themselves back in the basement of the hotel.
the hotel.
Yeah.
Oh, it's all connected.
Yeah.
Without having traveled to the hotel as far as they knew, blah, blah, blah.
Okay.
And then they end up inside of basically the painting, the world of the painting that you first saw. And they're running around this sort of gray purgatory zone with all these like bodies on the ground. And every time they kind of turn a corner, they're back where they started. And then eventually they both kind of look at the camera screaming and their eyes turn white.
Yeah.
And then I think they like fade away, right?
Yeah, they're like the blind crypt keepers at this point.
Oh, yeah. I've seen bits of this scene. Okay.
It rules.
I got it.
It rocks, Kim.
I know. It was just too gross all the way.
One of the super gnarly parts in City of the Living Dead is a lot of the zombie-like creatures in that movie grab people by the back of the head and kind of like punch through their skull and just like squeeze their brains until they explode and like ooze out of the back of their head.
Oh my God.
It is so gross.
It sounds like comedy when we describe it, but
It's not played for laughs in like any way in these movies.
no, it's like shot very earnestly and very like it's a very, very long takes of this oozing. Like you can't just like
Yeah, dude.
you can't just like shut it off quickly.
It's so gory.
It keeps going. It's insane.
I mean, it's,
That's his signature.
Yeah.
That's his thing.
And the camera just stays on it. The camera is like there to make you feel as uncomfortable as you possible can.
To squirm.
So yeah, the Beyond 4K that just came out from Grindhouse is fantastic.
Get it while you can. I know they are a limited pressing. They still have some available. Other than the side-loading discs, this is a 5 out of 5 release for me.
Also, there's so much good Fulci on 4K. We mentioned City of the Living Dead. We mentioned New York Ripper, which is out from Blue Underground.
Yeah.
Zombie Arrow's UK label, I believe, so far is just the one that did that. But that's an amazing disc. There also is a Blue Underground 4K of Zombie in the US that has been out for a long time.
That's right. They had like 3 different covers for it when it first came out.
A House by the Cemetery, you said, Sam, is an Arrow, like a UK Arrow 4K?
Yeah. I'll double check if it's UK or worldwide, but I have a Arrow big box of House by the Cemetery.
Hell yeah. Are there any other like major highlight Fulci movies?
Well,
like these are the ones that I know. Or am I missing anything?
I don't know a lot of his later career. Severin put out a movie not too long ago called The Devil's Honey, which I think is like kind of a sexy thriller that he made.
Okay.
That's sitting in my shame pile.
What's up with Don't Torture a Duckling? That's him, right?
Yes. I
don't know if you have that.
I do own that movie. I'm just trying to think of who it's. I might have a really early Arrow Blu-ray release of that.
Okay.
Sam, what's Demonia? Have you heard of that?
Yeah, I own a copy of this from Arrow. I've not watched it yet, but I'm definitely like on a Fulci kick after this episode. So I will be watching that and The New York Ripper, which I've not seen.
Sam, the fact that you haven't seen Eyes Wide Shut or The New York Ripper drives me crazy.
That is crazy.
I'm just one man over here, guys.
You're doing great.
New York Ripper is going to blow your mind.
I can't wait. I can't fucking wait.
Yeah, you will love that one.
If you're out there and you're still listening to this, you'll probably like Fulci. We highly recommend it, you know?
Yeah.
We're a Fulci family here.
He's a director that I discovered very recently, and it was like seeing a whole new side of movies. Let's just say that.
They're a lot of fun. If you can sit with them and you can handle the gore, they're a lot of fun. Don't think too hard about them. That's my advice.
Okay, before we go, it's time to put wishes out into the physical media universe for titles on formats that do not yet exist. I wish for a 4K of The Setup, directed by Robert Wise.
I wish for a 4K of Without Warning. Marty, what's The Setup again?
It's so good.
The Setup is a 1949 noir directed by Robert Wise, starring Robert Ryan, about a boxer who, despite many, many reasons, including like gangsters, etc., to throw a fight, is determined not to. It is a big inspiration on the Bruce Willis storyline in Pulp Fiction.
Oh, cool.
And a really, really cool film that I believe I first checked out on the Criterion channel several years ago. I have a Warner Archives Blu-ray of it, but just a movie that pops in my head all the time. I really, really liked it. It's like a very contained setting. A lot of it takes place in a boxing arena, but a lot of it is like also outside of the stadium, the sports arena, but happens to take place like on the same block, but like in a very kind of quaint 40s backlot way. But like it's all very like cohesively connected, like spatially in like a very charming, old-fashioned way.
And the cinematography in it is like outrageously good.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
Yeah, hell yeah. Sounds great.
What'd you wish for, Sam?
Without Warning. It's a 1980 Jack Palance and Martin Landau, like B alien invasion movie.
Whoa.
That Kino put out fairly recently on Blu-ray, but I feel like maybe Scream Factory put it out way earlier. I watched it once and I thought it was pretty cool, and then I rewatched some of it on Tubi at work the other day, and I was like, oh yeah, this movie rules.
Damn.
Where's my Arrow version of Without Warning already?
Okay, that is it for another episode of Physical Therapy, a movie podcast. We truly appreciate you listening. We hope you weren't too grossed out. Big thank you to Patrick Laban for our incredible music. Big thank you to Kimberly for producing.
Come find us on Instagram at PT Movie Pod. We'll make sure to post a bunch of pictures of this edition of The Beyond. Give us a like, give us a follow.
We will be back next week, and we promise we will not be talking about melting faces, tarantulas eating lips,
Or exploding heads.
I won't promise that last one.